皆さんこんばんは。いろんなことを勉強しましたね。We've already learned quite a bit. たくさん習ったね。So this is going to be the beginning of our chapter 2 lesson. Last class, I mentioned that if we go to the Discord link, you'll see that we're done with the chapter 1 stuff. We've completed most of that, and it all culminated into creating our own self-introduction. Uh, Over the weekend, I posted a self introduction in hiragana and romanji and asked you guys to try to translate that. If you did so, you would have found that in, if I go here, like the JPN1 practice, and then I see that some of you had posted your comments here, and that's all great. You also had to like try to make your own self introduction, and like some of you were able to do that too. So I love that you were able to practice. If you go to Japanese One resources, for those of you that are on the Discord, we're done with chapter 1. We're now moving on to the chapter 2 document, which I have opened right here. For those of you that are not in Discord and would like to participate in the Japanese lessons, I'll put exclamation point Discord right here so that you can join in. Make sure that when you do join in, you accept the rules of the Discord, and then go to Roles Selector. On Roles Selector, you're going to react to with the emoji Jack Sip in order to get the Japanese channel opened up for you. So good evening, 皆さんこんばんは, konbanwa. I hope everyone's having a good day. So as we continue, make sure you have your journals open as we review the new stuff for today. Now, before we begin, I did say that I wanted to review the new vocabulary, and I did this very briefly last last lesson, which was Friday. Which, by the way, I'm going to have to make an adjustment. Normally, I'm trying to do lessons Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but Friday is going to be raid night now because of a new schedule. So I probably will be trying to do Japanese lessons Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday instead. We'll see. Maybe I'll just do 2 days a week. I haven't decided just yet. But the more I do it, like if I do it 2 days a week, it may give you guys more time to practice, especially when it comes to vocabulary. There is an anonymous crow here. So let me want to make this larger for you guys. It's really warm in my room. It's like, 俺の部屋は暖かいです。暖かすぎる. Anyway, let's go over vocabulary. Now, if I click on this link here, it will take me to Quizlet. If you do not have a Quizlet account, I do recommend that you get one. It is free. You can sign up using your own Facebook, or I think they allow you to do Twitter signups now. But it will help you, especially when you, especially to learn all these new vocabulary. So I'm going to change the options. So I want to answer with the English first. So we're going to start over. Thanks, Firecat. Thank you for hopping in, and thank you, thank you for hopping in. I'm glad that you were able to come in. For the rest of you guys, remember these vocabulary flashcards. You have access to them if you can go through the Google document and on the Discord. Our first vocabulary word. Remember, I can't hear you guys, but do your best to try to say these on your own. If this were a normal Zoom call, I'd be like, hey, let me try to hear you, but because it's not, that's okay too. Our first vocabulary word, kore. 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 And this is this one. Our next word, sore. Sore. This will be that one. Then we have are. 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 And this is that one over there. Now, if you're using the flashcard app, you can have it said to you.
Are.
I don't know why it says R after that, but
Are.
But you can have it read to you as well.
それ、そわ。
What? So, no. Okay, the first way they say it is...
それ、そわ。
I don't know. Maybe because I put both of them in there. And then dore. Dore. And this is which one. Then we have kono. 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 And this is this and this... I put these ellipses here because this is a very special... there's a special use to this version of this. Kono is always followed by a noun. And we'll get to that when we get to our first grammar point, probably on Wednesday. Grey Wolf Max, welcome in. How are you... O genki desu ka? How are you doing? Our next word, sono. Sono. That is that. And again, the ellipses. This will be followed by a noun. That thing, whatever it is that's going to be. Ano. ano. Same thing for that thing over there. This is one that's far away. And again, I'll further explain how to use these on Wednesday when we get to this grammar point. Then we have dono. Dono. And this is which. Very similar to kono sono ano. Dono is the question version of which one. Then we have koko. Koko.
ここ、ここ。
And they say it correctly there. This is here. Koko wa San Diego desu. Where I am at is. Koko wa ii tenki desu yo. The weather is nice where I'm at. Then we have soko. For there. Soko. So if I was talking to like one of my guildies, I would say like soko tenki. How would I say that? Soko no tenki. Soko ni tenki wa dou desu ka? How's the weather over there, I think. And then asoko. Asoko. And this is for over there, far away. Like Jupiter wa osoko desu. Jupiter is over there, far away. Chugoku wa asoko desu. China is that way, far away. Our next word is doko. And you may know this one from anime also. This one means where. Doko. Doko desu ka? Toire wa doko desu ka? McDonald's wa doko desu ka? Deej! Deejo, how you doing? We're just going over vocabulary real quick. And by real quick, I mean I'm taking my time with it. Doko. And doko means where. For those of you that speak Spanish, you can remember doko because donde and doko begin with the first letters. Yeah, that's what you hear. Doko, like where? Doko, doko, doko. And then dare. Dare. This is not dare. I wonder how she
誰
says.
でや
She does say dea. But dare. Dare. And this is who? Dare desu ka? Who's that? あの人は誰ですか? 誰が私のポキスティックスを食べましたか? Who ate my pocky sticks? DJ, did you eat my pocky stick? Like, DJ 君。俺のポキスティックスを食べたの? And then our next word is おいしい. You probably recognize this one. This one's said a lot in anime too. おいしい. おいしい. This is delicious. 今のカレーがおいしい. You may hear other words like umai for like delicious too, but this is the general way. I like Pocky, okay? Yeah, I like Pocky too. みんな好きなポキはどんなポキですか? Like what kind of Pocky do you guys like? I tend to like the strawberry Pocky more. Didn't sleep well the last few days? I'm sorry to hear that, Grey Wolf. Honestly, I haven't either. Crap, I have to work tomorrow. I've been enjoying my 4-day weekend. Oh, I don't want to go back to work tomorrow. Next one. Remember, this is fish in Japanese. Sakana. 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 And I think I told you guys, like my students in high school were remembering how to say fish because they would say like fish with sakana. Sakana. Come sits in his seat embarrassingly. It's okay, Lion Chat. We're just going over vocabulary again. So sakana for fish. Sakana. You like the cookies and cream one too? I have not liked any Pocky yet. In fact, I think the only one I didn't like was dark chocolate. I did not like dark chocolate Pocky. Like dark chocolate Pocky ga suki janai. Oishiku nai to omou. Anyway, fish. Sakana. Then we have tonkatsu. Tonkatsu. In fact, you know what? While we're doing these here, I'm going to open a new window. And we're going to look at like how Japanese sakana. Especially like, since we're talking about food in Japan. So like, most of you would recognize sushi in Japan. When it comes to Japanese cuisine. I'm trying to find like roasted or grilled fish. Grilled fish. But like, for me, this is what I tend to think more like when they say like sakana, like this kind of thing. Like for me, like roasted fish, grilled fish like this is delicious. Like I grew up to this kind of thing. Granted, my mother was Filipino, but she would still like pan-sear fish like this, and I always thought it was delicious. Like even here's another one. Like all that crisp, it looks good to me. Like to me and my culture, this was always delicious. You can never eat that. It's all right. Our next one, this one, tonkatsu. Tonkatsu. And tonkatsu is, it's pork cutlet. It is a pork cutlet. And here are examples of tonkatsu. You may have seen it. Usually it's served over rice. And you don't like fish, DJ? Well, fish doesn't like you either. Normally, like tonkatsu served with rice and like a cabbage salad, kind of thing. But it's basically they use panko flakes when they make these. Wow. So I think this is actually fish, to be honest. I'll happily have your serving. Yeah, I would eat your servings too, TJ, if you don't want them. Oh, if there's anything that's gross, look at this. What is this? This is fish sticks. This looks like fish sticks. That there is a waste of fish. Guys, fish sticks are disgusting. Fish sticks are oishikunai. Oishikunai desu. Fish stick wa oishikunai desu. But yeah, this is like I usually like tonkatsu in like curry, like katsu kare. There is tonkatsu. You may be thinking of tonkotsu, which is a little bit different. Tonkotsu, which is a little different. Then we have niku, and niku is a general word for meat in Japanese. So niku. Niku ga suki desu ka? Do you like meat? Wait, I gotta remember my community. Do you like eating cooked meat? Because I know most of you in here do like meat. Do you like meat? Not boy meat, but meat. どんな肉が好きですか? 男の好き? 男の肉? There's different words for that. I don't even think they use that phrase in Japan's correctly. Our next one, menu. Menu. And menu is, as you can probably guess, it's menu. Menu. Notice that this is also in katakana. This chapter we start introducing katakana. I have to add flashcards for you guys to study for katakana. Katakana can be kind of difficult. I still technically struggle with katakana every now and then because I'm not used to katakana, to be honest. Even if I were to just read this, I would have to be like menu. Oh, menu. I'd have to read it like once or twice to get it what it means. Next, yasai. Yasai. And yasai are vegetables. Yasai ga suki desu ka? Maybe you're like okaasan wa watashi ni yasai o tabenasai to itsumo iimashita. My mother would always tell me, eat your vegetables. Jessie KZ, konbanwa, konnichiwa. So yasai for vegetable. Casa. And now my Spanish speakers are probably like, oh, this means house. Wait, no, it doesn't. Casa in Japanese. Casa wa nihongo de umbrella desu. 違う。Casa wa eigo de umbrella desu. Casa. And this does begin with a K. Casa. Followed by kaban. And this is bag. Generally, you would use this more for like backpack kind of thing. Jesse KZ, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Tiger's Den. Tonight's Japanese lesson is the beginning of chapter 2. We are learning bigger numbers in Japanese. If you would like to follow along with the Japanese lessons, Jesse KZ, I'm going to put exclamation mark Discord. Join in on the Discord there. That link should work. It should work. You'll just have to agree to the Discord rules by reacting to the role at the very bottom. If you would like the Japanese channels to open up for you, you will need to react using the Jacksip in the role selector icon. And I'll show you real quick. I put all my lessons in a Google Doc. There is also a YouTube playlist here at the top, so if you do miss a lesson, you can always catch up with them later on. We're done with chapter 1, so this document is completed if you'd like to take a look. Today we're starting on our new document, which is here at the bottom for chapter 2. But this bag, kaban. This is more for like backpack, especially when it comes to like purse. You probably hear bagu more kind of thing. Next, kutsu. And these are shoes. Kutsu ga suki desu ka? Do you like shoes? Kutsu o kau no ga suki desu ka? Do you like to buy shoes? Oh my god, kutsu. Oh my god, shoes. Then we have saifu. And this is wallet. Now, my Japanese students, especially the ones that like anime like kabas, especially the ones that like anime girls. I had students who are like, my waifu has my saifu, and I'm just like, no, please do not ever say that in front of me ever again. But if it helps you remember it, whatever. My waifu has my saifu. This one's also in katakana. Jeansu. Jeansu. And these are jeans. Pay attention. If you do see something in katakana, it
ジーン
probably...
ズジーンズ
Oh, that actually scared me. If you see any word in katakana, it's probably a word from another language that is being borrowed into the Japanese language. A majority of the times, they will be from English, but there are some situations where they're words from other languages. Kind of like, instead of saying like German, they would say Doitsu for like Dutch kind of thing. Doitsu. And like for bread, they don't say boreddo, they say pan, which is actually borrowed from, well, many languages. But pan is bread. Our next one, jitensha. Jitensha. Jitensu wa spengo de bicicleta. Pero demo en inglés, or inglés, demo en ego de, I'm like jumping languages here, my god. Demo, jitensu wa ego de bicycle. This is bicycle. Jitensha. There's so many grammar styles. Our next word, shinbun. 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 And shinbun is newspaper. I hear Spanese. Spani- More like English Spanese. Shinbun is newspaper, and I know for personally, I don't see anyone reading newspaper anymore. Most of the things I hear or I see people reading tend to be online periodicals now, or online newspapers. So, Onurai no Shinbun. In which case, one of the most popular newspapers in Japan is Asahi Shinbun, like the morning news. Asahi Shinbun. Next one, sumaho. Now this is again in
スマホ
katakana.
スマホ
So this is it's actually a combination of words in English. Sumaho. Smaho. This is not a smart ho. That's not what this means. This is a smartphone. Instead of saying smartphone, they say smaho. Online shinbun. So this is smaho. Smartphone. Instead of saying smartphone, smartphone. So sumaho. Smaho. Smartphone. Smaho. This is like your Apple. Wow. Like your Apple phone would be a smaho. And like when I was in college, they were still saying like keitai or denwa for like telephone, but because of how popular handheld phones have become, smaho is more accepted. Sumaho. This one, T-shatsu. 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 Who can make a guess as to what this word probably means? It is in
T シャ
katakana.
ツ T シャツ
T-shatsu. T-shatsu. Anyone want to make a... Yeah, this is a t-shirt. T-shatsu, t-shirt. This one, tokei. Tokei. Man, we're not even halfway there. Or we're actually a little over it. Tokei is watch. Or a clock. Tokei. Ano tokei wa ikura desu ka? How much is that watch? In fact, what I just said, that question I asked, is something we will be learning in this chapter. Like, especially, this is more like going to the store, buying things kind of lesson. Next one, noto. Noto. 皆さん、今日のレッスンはノートで書いてください。ノート、notebook。ノートで書いてくださいね。Then we have pen. And I said this one last time. Pen is just, well, pen. This is also abbreviated. You could say ボールポイント pen, but just pen. I also realized that this is in hiragana and not in katakana, so I'll have to fix that later. Next one, 帽子. 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 This is hat. 帽子はかぶってる if you are wearing a hat. 帽子. Or like to remember this, pretend someone's got like the poop emoji in their head and you're like, I'm tired of your bullshit. If that helps you, because it kind of sounds like bullshit. Bullshit. Our next one, hon. And for some reason I put the definition here already. Hon, which is book. Hon. Hon. This one, ginko. Ginko. Jack TMI. Ginko. This is bank. Most of you, I think most of you probably have your own ginko, or you're of age to have your own ginko. So ginko ni ikimasu, you're going to the bank. Next one, konbini. Konbini. And again, this is in katakana, so it's derived from a foreign language. This is another English word. Konbini is abbreviated from convenience store. So instead of saying convenience store, konbini. Konbini. Then we have toire. Toire. It sounds like toilet, which it is. It's a toilet or the restroom. Toire. Toire wa doko desu ka? Like if you really need to go. Toire wa doko desu ka? Toire ga iru. I need the bathroom. Next one. Toshokan. 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 And this is library. I never really used Toshokan, or like Toshokan amari tsukawanakatta kara. I never really used library when I was in high school, but in college I had to use it a lot, especially using like online libraries things. As a graduate student, I needed the study rooms in the library. So like in college, I used this library a lot, and as a like high school and under, not so much. Next, Yubinkyoku. Yubinkyoku. I love this word, even though it's a boring place. Post office. Yubinkyoku. It just sounds cool. You did that in elementary, I'm guessing. This one, another word that's in
イギリスイギリス
Igirisu. Igirisu. This is England. Igirisu. This was in chapter 1 as optional vocabulary. This chapter, it kind of asks you to start knowing these. Next one, Kankoku. Kankoku. And Kankoku is South Korea, specifically South Korea. Apparently there's another way to say North Korea. I don't know it yet. Then we have Chugoku. Chugoku. And Chugoku is China. Chun-Li wa Chugoku kara kimashita. Chun-Li has come from China. Eigo. Eigo. And this is English. We don't say Igirisugo. It's just Eigo. English. Eigo. Minasan wa Eigo wakarimasu ne? Most of you understand English. Alright, next one. Keizai. 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 This is economics. A lot of people are interested. Saikin minasan wa keizai ni kyomi ga aru. People have been interested in economics recently, specifically like GameStop and Robinhood kind of thing. I wonder if that's calming down a little bit. I haven't heard much from it. Next one, computer. Again,
コン
katakana.
ピューターコンピュータ
Computer. You may think this is just like normal computer. You could use this to say computer, like your personal one, but I think they would use pasakon for that. For pasanaru computer, pasakon. Another abbreviated word. This is more, saying computer is more for like computer science, like a major. It's like, watashi no senko wa computer desu. And that's a phrase we learned from last chapter. Watashi no senko wa computer desu. Then we have bijinesu. Bijinesu. Again, katakana, borrowed word. Bijinesu, business. Then we have rekishi. Rekishi. Rekishi o yonde naratte kudasai. Please learn from history. History. Rekishi is history. When I koukou no toki ni, when I was in high school, rekishi wa amari suki ja nakatta. I did not care for history when I was younger. It was not my favorite subject. Okasan. This is mother. This is what more of the optional words from before. I'm gonna go through this one quickly. Otosan. Father. Ikura, and this is probably one of the more important words. So if you are paying attention, maybe write this in your notebooks if you guys have those on. Ikura. Some of you may be like, Iruka, like in Naruto, Iruka sensei? No. Ikura. Iruka means dolphin. Ikura, this is like how much. So if I said like, ano computer wa ikura desu ka? How much is that computer? How much money? Sushi wa ikura desu ka? How much is sushi? Bangohan, dinner. Bangohan wa ikura desu ka? How much is dinner? Bangohan ikura deshita ka? How much was dinner? So this one, ikura. This one's important for this chapter. Next one, en. En. And I mentioned, some of you may remember, I mentioned this before. This is yen. Why is they're not gonna pronounce that, but they're just gonna say like en, like 100 yen, 100 yen. Our next one, takai, takai, takai. This is not George Takei, but this is takai. Takai would mean like expensive or tall or high. In this case, we're gonna use this as expensive for this chapter. So if I said, あの computer は高いですね. That computer is expensive, isn't it? あの computer は高い. Then we have いらっしゃいませ. いらっしゃいませ. Notice for the S here. I'm actually pausing
い
here
らっしゃいませ、いらっしゃいませ。
because there's the double consonant, the double S. So it's not going to be いらっしゃいませ. You have to pause it. いらっしゃいませ. Make sure you pause there when you say いらっしゃいませ. And like I said, especially since this is more for beginners, I'm going to be over-exaggerating some of the noises so you can hear me say it better. Or more easier until you get used to it. So いらっしゃいませ. This is like welcome to our store. いらっしゃいませ. Then we have something お願いします. Something をお願いします. Something をお願いします. I'm gonna have to check this one because this is more like please. One second, I'll be right. I need to check something real quick. Be right back. But something お願いします. Sorry guys, I was just like really thirsty and I didn't want water, I wanted tea. Nate, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Tiger's Den. Today we're working on the beginning of chapter 2 of my Japanese lessons. DJ, if you're in here, could you type in !point Discord since I am drinking tea at the moment? I'm gonna double check at this one because I don't like how it says please. So let me double check with this one. I'm trying to find out how did they use this here. I mean, I guess the best way I can say it is please. There we go. you tried Lion Chats. For if you are new into the channel and would like to follow along with the Japanese lessons, please join in on the Discord. Once you have agreed to the rules of the Discord, be sure to check out Role Selector. If you react with Jack Sip to the Japanese role, you will be assigned that role. That's because my Discord's a mix of Japanese and my own gaming Discord, so I didn't want it to like spam too much for everybody. Currently, if you're looking into Discord, we are reviewing vocabulary, which you can find... Why does it do this? Which you can find here on the Chapter 2 document, which you are starting today. Onegaishimasu. This is like please. So if I said like, kore o onegaishimasu, please give me that. Or please give me this. Sushi o onegaishimasu, please give me sushi. Please. Onegaishimasu, please. Our next one, o kudasai. And this is more like if you're asking for something specifically. Like, sushi o kudasai. I would like sushi. Please give me sushi. Please give me sushi. If you said like soda, koku o kudasai. Please give me Coke. I want Coke. Please. Some of you may know that meme that I'm talking about. Coke o kudasai. Cola o kudasai. Please give me. Kare o kudasai. Please give me curry. I would love curry. Our next one, and I'm gonna use this around, so like, ja. This is like, well then, or if that's the case. Ja, ikimashou? Well then, let's go. And then, dozo. This is like, kohi o dozo. Please feel free to some coffee. This is like, please, here it is. Kohi o dozo. Sushi o dozo. Kare o dozo. Please, here's your curry. Oh, I want curry now. What is everyone's favorite Japanese food? And I know I mentioned this before, or I was asking a little bit earlier, but mine will definitely have to be curry. I love Japanese-style curry. Our last one, domo. Domo. This is another way to say thank you in Japanese. It's more I don't know if it's more polite. I feel like domo may be more casual, but you can put them together and say like domo arigatou gozaimasu. Domo arigatou gozaimasu. That is our vocabulary review, and I know I spent quite a bit of time on this, guys. For those of you that are on the document, you can practice. In fact, let me say this right now. I strongly recommend maybe spend like 5-10 minutes just looking at the vocabulary words. Practice whenever you can. It will be the first one here. Just click here, and it will take you to the Quizlet. It's weird to hear as a French. Please give me Coke. Too much instant ramen. Oh, I love actual ramen, like real, authentic style Japanese ramen. The next thing we have is katakana practice. I keep forgetting to put flashcards for katakana, so I will try to do here. Katakana flashcards. I'll put this here now so that since there's no link, I will try to link this. Hey, Tommy, welcome in. And we will glomp the Tommy. Glomp. So today, I was saying we're going to focus on lesson 1 for chapter 2 is even bigger numbers in Japanese. Even bigger numbers in Japanese. So these are numbers like the 100s, 1000s, and the 10,000. So we're going to be looking at numbers much larger than the ones that we've gone over. For those of you that are new, if you would like, you can open the chapter 1 document. And here. Did I put these here? Here we go. First, here's lesson 1. Oh, I need to change these. Where's lesson 3? Here we go. When we started talking about numbers in Japanese in lesson 3. So we have like our first 10 numbers. In fact, let me have you guys repeat these with me. We have ichi for 1. Ichi. Ichi. For 2, we have ni. Ni. 3, san. San. I apologize for this. Here, I'll make it bigger. There we go. For 4, there are 2 ways to say this in Japanese, and they do use both. There are some times where one way is more appropriate than the others, and I'll let you guys know when that is the case. The 2 ways to say 4 in Japanese. The first one, shi. Shi. And then yon. Yon. 5 is go. Go. 6 is roku. Roku. 7, just like 4, there are 2 ways to say this in Japanese, and yes, both are still used. They're more flexible with which version of the number 7 you say. 4 is very picky, and I'll explain that again later. You could say shichi. Shichi. Or nana. Nana. Personally, I like nana better than shichi. If I'm counting to 10, I would say like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 instead of shichi hachi. Number 8, hachi. Hachi. Number 9, kyu. Kyu. Remember, this kyu is 1 syllable in Japanese. It's not kayu, it is kyu. So, like, when you see Pokemon, like, specifically Kyurem, if you say Kyurem, that bothers me so much. Kyurem, and not Kyurem. Whatever. Q. And then 10 in Japanese, ju. Ju. Kylorem. Kyurem. I see some of you guys are giving me looks. I'm going to be adjusting this chart for today's lesson, by the way. I cry. Kyurem. Kyurem. Oh my god, Pikachu, it's Kyurem. That hurt me in so many levels. I'm never gonna do that again. Alright, so when counting numbers above 10, we had this chart. And I'm actually going to remake the chart for today's chapter. So here we go. I'm going to change this again. So lesson 1, even bigger numbers in Japanese. I'm going to change this to title. So this will be a title, and I want this to be bold and italicized. Maybe I'll make it like 18. There we go. Even bigger numbers in Japanese. And this is why I'm doing that. So like you can just easily click here and it will take you there immediately. I have to remember to do that for the rest of the lessons. Even bigger numbers and titles. Even bigger numbers in Japanese. So I'm gonna insert my table because I love making tables because it organizes my own notes so nice, so easily. I'm just gonna leave it blank like this, and we're gonna say review. When counting numbers above 10, recall this chart. And this is where I'm gonna make an adjustment for this. I'm going to make like this. I'm gonna put these together. Let's see. Let me merge these cells. And then let's make this color. I'm gonna make this green, and then this one's gonna be a nice light blue. There we go. Let's bold and center these, and I'm gonna call this the tens place. So I am bringing some math terms into here. So those of you that know math should know your place values. Tens place. This will be the ones. And this is where I want you to like remember here. This center box here is always sorry, in the tens place we're always going to be using the number ju. The number ju, and this means 10. So let me center this up again. So ju. We're always going to be using ju here. This is not going to change. In fact, I'm going to make these red because this is going to be a static bar. What that means is that this here will always be said when counting from numbers above 10. Where's my paint thing? So you could count like ichi, ni, san, shi, go, roku, nana, hachi, kyu, and then we have here ju. Now, if we're saying the number 10, we're just going to say ju. But if I wanted to say 11, we're going to say like ju, and then I would need the ones value here. So like ju ichi. Oh my gosh. Ju ichi. That would be 10 in the 110 in the tens place and a 1. So 10 and 1 makes 11. And so forth. Now, this is where it may get a little confusing, and I hope I can clarify this a little bit. Let me center this. So here we put number 2 through 9. So numbers 2 through 9 will go here. We're going to copy this because this, like I said, this is going to be static. It's not going to change. We're always going to say 10 here in the tens place. And the ones could be numbers 1 through 9. So if I put number 2 here, we have 2 tens and then something in the ones place. 2 tens and something in a ones place. So if I said like ni, ju, yon, what number would this be? Ni, ju, yon, what number would this be? And I'm going to highlight this one in green because these are the tens place. And then this is the ones place, so I'll highlight this in blue. Ni, ju, yon. Yes, it would be 24. 24. So 2 tens and a 4. So I'm literally saying 2 tens and 1 4, which is 24. I'm going to keep this here because we're going to be using this chart again when we get to the 100th place. Let me do another one, Asinonics, so that you can maybe get this better. Let's try Goju Hachi. Goju Hachi. I'm gonna highlight this in green because we're talking about the tens place here. Goju, and then Hachi. I'm gonna highlight this one in blue because it is our ones place. What is Goju Hachi? Goju Hachi. 1 second. I hear my doorbell's ringing. Try to type it as you can. I see. Alright, sorry guys. So goju hachi. So yes, goju. So literally I'm saying, hold on. Let me switch this out of highlight. So literally I'm saying 5 tens and 1 8, which is 58. Who was that? My roommate. Goju hachi. Asanonix, are you okay? Do you want me to do another one for a review, or do you think you got it? Alright, and in this case, let's do 19. How would I try 19? 19. And I'll put this here. Everything in the tens, do not say ichi. How would we say 19? Jesse's really close. Kitsuneko. Yokoso ne. Yeah, Jesse, you're very close. Oshi, oshi. So remember, we don't say. There you go, Jukyu, Jukyu. Now, this is where it can get kind of confusing, but we're going to be repeating this rule again very later. Anything in the tens, because we already have ju, and our ju already means 10, you don't need to say ichi. Ichi ju is, I guess, substandard. You wouldn't use this. So we're going to say ju, this will be ju, and then we would say what our ninth place, ju, q. Juku. It potentially, but it's like if you say Juku, it may be considered something different. Jukyu. Konbanwa mina. So Jukyu, and this literally means 110 and, oh, hold on, better yet. It literally means 10 and 9 ones, which gives us 19. And now we're getting to the part where I like to say this is where numbers can start beginning to go to hell. Kind of thing. It's like Nihon no banka wa jikoku ni itte kudasai. Please go. We're going to now continue with actually counting. Oh, it's fine. We're here to help you. So this was just the review when counting numbers above 10. I forgot ichi in front of ju. No, we don't use ichi in front of ju. So anything in the tens, do not say ichi. Only for numbers 2 through 9 will we put that there. So we're not going to say ichi ju. It's considered substandard. You would not do that. So anything in the tens place, like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, we would not put ichi in front of that. That it is considered substandard. And we're going to repeat that rule in a moment when it comes to 100s. So for those of you that have a notebook, and I recommend you get like a composition notebook to take notes. It's good for you to write it. And yes, you are learning. If you don't get it right the first time, that's perfectly fine. We are all learning. Well, maybe not Kitsuneko-san, but... Or me, but still. Everyone else is learning. Alright, so I'm going to insert a new table here. And I'm going to put separate this like this. We use green. Konbanwa, Jaku-sensei. Tomina-san. Hey, Fox-san! Yokoso. Incapable of learning, wrecked. Well, we will learn you. So because I use green for 10s and blue for the 1s, for this one I'm going to use, let's use yellow. And this will be the 100s place. Now this part, it can start getting a little confusing, and this is where it will require you to start memorizing these. So we're going to put Romanji. Actually, I'm gonna not romanji. I'm gonna say the value. Romanji. And then the hiragana. Hiragana. Just the hiragana. And then if you guys are making this chart in your journal, let's center all of this up so it's nice and neat. We're gonna start with 100. Oops. 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900. And I'm gonna move this down so it's nice and neat. So, and I'll call this chart counting hundreds in Japanese. Yahoo! Now, I know there are a few of you in here that already know how to say 100 in Japanese. Foxu, that's Yahoo! Like Yahoo! 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 But let's see. Does anyone know, how do you say the number 100 in Japanese? 100 は日本語で何と言いますか? Jesse, 正しい. That is correct. 100 in Romanji. This is, and I'm going to zoom in on this. This is where, this is another instance where you have to remember that this HYA here is one syllable in Japanese. This is not hayaku, because that is a different word. This is hyaku. So try it with me. I know I can't hear you and this is not a Zoom call, but try to say hyaku on your own. Hyaku. Like hyaku. And like if you're having a hard time saying that hya, like imagine like most of you are over 21, I believe. Imagine you're completely wasted and you're about to throw up. You're like hya, kind of thing. Yeah, you're already making that noise naturally. So hyaku, kind of thing. Hyaku. 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 Now, if you say hayaku, that means like do it quickly, do it fast. Like quickly, hurry up. Hayaku. Which is why you have to be careful. There is a difference between hyaku and hayaku. So hyaku, hyaku. And then hyaku, oh my god. Hyaku, and then the kanji will be this. Hyaku. For those of you that are further on in Japanese, this reminds me, when someone is like, hito wa 99 歳になったtoki, they call it like the white year. Do you know why they call it the white year when you are 99 years old? Like, random fact. Do you know why someone who is 99 years old is considered their white year? Like, Foxes to Kizuneko-san, 知ってますか? Why is 99 years old considered a white year? I'll give you guys time to think on that one. So, hyaku. Yes, that is it. Because you were actually correct. Because when you're 99, it is your white year. So, like, if I put shiro, I have this. And then if you add ichi on top, you get hyaku. That's why 99 is considered the white year. Because with ichi, one more year, you get the symbol for 100. I thought that was kind of cool. They have a lot of those like nifty things in Japanese. Also, this another random fact now that I'm on the tangent. Do you know why a female ninja is called kunoichi? A female ninja is called kunoichi. Not ninja, just kunoichi. This one you do know? So here's the symbol for woman in Japanese. The katakana for ku no ichi. So put, you can see that here, like ku no ichi, ku no ichi. Yes, the stroke systems make the word for woman, or onna. Kunoichi. I love that one. That one's. I think that one's cool. Anyway, back to numbers. Sorry for the tangent. For now, similarly to our hundreds before, 100 is hyaku. 200. What could someone make a guess? What is first of all, think of like when we made 10, we said ju. When we made 20, we said niju. What do you think 200 is going to be? Following that similar rule, we have hyaku for 100. How do you think we say 200? That is correct. It'd be nihyaku. Tohyaku? It would be ni for 2 and then hyaku. So for 2 100s makes 200. So ni hyaku. Oh my god. Nihyaku or nihyaku. Tohyaku. It's like nihyaku. 200 for a better joke. Yeah, you should have. Oh, I see. You put 2. You meant like 2. You should put like 200. Make a guess. What do you think is 300 then? If 200 is nihyaku, make a guess. What is 300? As an honest, that would be the best guess. So I see that you're recognizing the pattern. Unfortunately, 300 is where, because of that N in san, it's kind of difficult to say sanhyaku. So I'm going to highlight, I'm going to make this one all yellow because this is where it's a little different. We're still going to say san for 3, but instead of hyaku, it's going to be byaku for sanbyaku. Because that N and H combine is kind of difficult to say in Japanese. So instead of saying sanhyaku, it would be sanbyaku. 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 I thought there was a change up. Yep. Remember when I said counting Japanese can be difficult? Well, this is actually the easy part. But the fact that you said sanhyaku, I'm very happy you did that because it's showing that you recognize that there is a pattern that does exist. Japanese numbers wrecked. In this case, I'm going to highlight the other numbers where it's also going to be different. Are there no numbers in between? Lion Chats. That's a very good question. I will show you in a moment. I want to finish the hundreds chart first. So everything highlighted has a different way of pronouncing this thing. How to say 100 in Japanese. So we have hyaku, nihyaku, sanbyaku, because this is different. Let's try to complete this chart together with the ones we do know. And everything in white, 4, 5, 7, and 900. These are all going to follow the normal pattern. Could someone try 400? Can someone in chat type in 500? Can someone try 7? And can someone try 9? Let's try this. As an Onyx, why don't you try 400? Lion Chats, try 500. Jay Cooper, if you would like, try 700. And Foxes, why don't you do 900? Yes, this will be Go Hyaku. Yes, Yon Hyaku. Now that I think about it, like sanbyaku, you would think it'd be yonbyaku too, but no, it's yonhyaku. Why would they do that? Counting logic. 700 nanahyaku is correct. And then 900 kyuhyaku. Good. No, don't you... Crap, it reloaded everything. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. Please, Google, do not freak out on me. Here we go. This happened before. Alright, here we go. Yonhyaku. Go hyaku. Go hyaku. Nanahyaku. And then kyuhyaku. Now, 600 and 800 are going to be different. So we have the different ones are 300, 600, and 800. 600 is going to be ropyaku. Instead of saying rokuhyaku, because that one definitely is kind of difficult to say. Rokuhyaku, ropyaku, for this one. Ropyaku. And notice that we have that double consonant, so we're gonna pause when we make that P sound. So ropyaku, not just ropyaku. Ropyaku. You would not have been able to tell me. Yeah, this one's, it's 800 is also similar. Hapyaku. Hapyaku. And to be honest, my students were able to remember 800 a lot easier because they called it Happy Aku. Because it's happy. And I'm like, oh, whatever, as long as you memorize it. Happy Aku. Happy Aku. Which is like happy demon or something. Happy devil. Happy Aku. But anyway, Hapyaku. Hapyaku. And just like before, we have that double P, that double consonant. So we're going to pause as we say this. Instead of saying hapyaku, it's going to be hapyaku. There is a difference. Hapyaku versus hapyaku. Like I said, guys, I'm going to over-exaggerate it a bit since we are at the beginning level, so that you can hear it better. Hapyaku. Now, Lion Chats, you said there are no numbers in between. That's because I'm going to bring this back. Let's bring this table back. So I'm still going to have my 1s and my 10s place. But I'm going to insert column to the left. I'm going to change these colors to match the 100, which was yellow. Very similar to with the 10s. Alright, let's merge these. This is now going to be the 100s place. Oh my gosh. So anything in the 100s, do not say ichi. So very similar to the 10s. And everything here is just going to be hyaku. Oh my gosh. I want the hiragana. And then again we have numbers 2 through 9. Yeah, the struggle is real. These I'm gonna highlight these in red because these are not gonna change. Happy haku. Weird koto? Is it weird? Just by making this chart, does this help you already make a guess on how to say numbers? And I want to see. Oh, really? I didn't... Here, I'm going to try that. Because I know Lion Chat, you said, what about the numbers in between? I want to try that. Let's see. Arigato. F8's not giving me Romanji, but oh my gosh. This is wonderful. I did not know this. Thank you, guys. I'm gonna have to remember that. So, if we're going to use the same thing, remember, we're not going to say ichi hyaku. You're not going to say ichi hyaku. But for any numbers like 200, 300, 400, so forth, you're going to replace those numbers here. F10 is Romaji. Let's see. Kitsune. It does work. Alright, so let's try some examples. Let's try 125. 125. Let's start with a 100th place number first. Use the chart above for the 100th value and try to create this number, 125. I am, like, super hydrating right now. Make the number 125. Lions, you're really close. You're really close. I see you, yes. Astronautics, that would be 150. 125. This would be Hyaku for our 100. Then we have our 25. We need Niju, which is 2 tens. And then our ones place, which is just goal, which is 1, 5, which gives us 125. So, 125. 125. So if I said 100, I'm going to highlight this in yellow for our 100s. Niju, which is 2 tens, I'm going to highlight this in green to match that color. And then go, which is just 1, 5. Yep, you add all the following to make this number. So 125. Let me try another one with the 100s. Let's try 100. Let's try 148. Try this one. 148. Yeah, Lions, you were very close. So while you guys are working at this, I'm going to... I see my laundry is all folded. I want to grab that real quick. Alright, let me see what you guys have got. Let's see. I see 148, 148. I see some of you are using Shiju for the 40. In this case, yon is more appropriate. If you say that to a Japanese person, they will still understand what you mean. In which case, yon is still going to be more appropriate. In fact, I might as well bring that up real quick. Anyway, 100 for our 100. 40 for, and this means 4 tens. And then hachi for 18. To make 148. And again, I'll highlight this. 100. 40 for our 4 tens. And then hachi for 18. Before I go on, since you guys did that with 4, and that's actually perfectly fine that you did that. If you said shiju, yes, that does work. But I want to, if I put shi for the number 4, hold on. There are two things that happen. You would think it's the kanji for the number, but if I also put shi, I also get this kanji. Both of these are pronounced as shi. One of these equals 4. The other one equals death. Because of this, Japanese people tend to be very hesitant to use shi for the number 4. Japanese people tend to be very, very superstitious. So they try to avoid using shi for the number 4. I mean, they're still going to use it. Like, the 4th month is going to be shigatsu. And it's still considered April instead of yongatsu. Like, try to default to using yon for 4. But be aware that both of them still do exist. And that's why, like, especially, like, yonju, try to, like, minimize the amount of death that you're talking about. Speaking of, let's try a bigger number now. We're going to try 387. Try 387. In which case, use the chart, especially because 300 is special. So, 300は special です。Try 387. That is correct. Because of the superstitions, there are many buildings in Japan that may not have a 4th floor. They may potentially have an enlarged 3rd floor, or they may just skip it entirely. Whereas here in the United States, our unlucky numbers tend to be like 666 or 13, and we tend to avoid having a 13th floor. Sanbyaku 18. Be careful with 18. Astronautics, look at this part again for 880. Now, I picked this one on purpose, only because of how we say 300. So we have sanbyaku. Remember, instead of sanhyaku, it's going to be sanbyaku. And this is 3. This means 3 100s. Is that why Final Fantasy 13 has a deep theme with that number? 13. Which one was 13? Which one was 13? I can't remember at the top of my head right at the moment. Was 13 the one with, like, lightning and... Oh, with lightning, you mean the Final Fantasy no one really likes talking about because it sucked. Sensei throwing shade in the classroom. Anyway, sanbyaku for 3 100s. Then we have hachiju for, and this is 8 10s. And I'm writing the numbers like this for a reason. and then nana. If you said shichi, that works too. So I'll put nana or shichi because these work. And that is like 1 7. And of course that gives us 387 in Japanese. So sanbyaku, 3 100s. Hachiju, 8 10s. And then nana or shichi. Personally, I would use nana, but both are acceptable. Nana is more, shichi, nana are more flexible compared to shi or yon. So sanbyaku, hachiju, shichi. But yeah, if you use nana or shichi, you are good. Remember, 7 is more flexible, 4 not so much. Kitsuneko-kun, Q, number 9 is sometimes considered bad luck number 2, is that correct? For like Kuyami or something? Let's try 600, 610. And I'm doing this one on purpose too because this one's tricky. 610. And technically, I'm doing it in English too. 610. I'm not saying 610 0. I'm saying 610. Still said the exact same way in Japanese. It looks like you guys got this. So 600 and 800 don't include here, the HY. Meanwhile, 300 has the aku. I would think of it more like this way. Here, I'm going to combine it this way. 300 has a B, but the 600 and 800 use the letter P instead. So it's still going to be san, instead of hyaku, the H, they use a B. And instead of a H, they use a P here. So sanbyaku, ropyaku. And I'll combine them like this. I hope that makes it a little easier. Why does it do that? The best answer I can give you is it just does. And I'm sad to say that. I hate giving that answer, but it just does. 600. I think you guys got this correct. Ropyaku, ju. And that's it. It is an example of why the hiragana is better. So ropyaku, which is 6 100s. Ju, which is just 110. And there are no ones, so we don't need to say any of the ones. So good, you guys got this one. In fact, most of you got this. I thought this one would be kind of difficult, but it looks like all of you got it. Because there are no ones, we're not going to even bother saying them. The last example, I am going to use 800 for this one. So we'll do 800. What numbers have I not used? 800. Better yet. Here, let's try this. 899. Like, normally in the classroom setting, once we get to chapter 3, like, once we finish chapter 2, I would do everything in hiragana after that. But because we're in an online setting and I don't know everyone's level of understanding hiragana, I'm still gonna be using romaji. I may be more strict in regard to kanji, though. Asadonix correct. 899. 800, which is 8 100s. 90, which is 9 10s. And then Q, which is 19. Yeah, you got it correct. 899. So 8 100s. 90, which is 9 10s. And then Q, which is 19. 899. Now, some of you may be thinking, like, why do they have such a complicated way of counting? You think that in the beginning, but the more you use it, the more you start to understand that this is actually better than our English way of counting. Because everything is base 10. Like, the tens place. Everything is base 10, which is ju. Everything will say, like, ju. Hundreds place. Everything is base 10 still, but with a value of 100. Everything is still base 10. So, like, the number just repeats. It's like this pattern is going to repeat and repeat and repeat. I should show you guys how they do, how they introduce multiplication in Japan also, because it's better than this Common Core shit we're doing. I mean, Common Core stuff that us teachers in elementary school have had to do. Common Core. Now that I've introduced the hundreds, let's make it even more fun, guys. No highlight. counting the thousands in Japanese. And this is going to be similar. Now, you see that I have this here. We're going to just add more to the left, kind of thing. So counting the 1000s in Japanese. So I'm gonna create my table again. In fact, I'm just actually going to copy this. I'm gonna copy all of this. And we're gonna change the values. 1000 to thousands. It's like, NANI? And then here. Crap, what was I trying to do? All of these, I want these all to be white. Here, transparent. There we go. Someone's Foxes has already typed the what this is. You may recognize 1000 though, because it is the name that Yubaba gives Chihiro in Spirited Away. When Yubaba takes Chihiro's name away, all that's left is one symbol. And they call her what? Who recalls? What is Chihiro's name from Spirited Away after Yubaba takes her name? I actually feel that this is symbolic. It may be me looking into it. It could be my English teacher side. That is correct. Her name is Sen. And 1000 means sen in Japanese. Hold on. Why is it bold? I don't want it bold. Sen. So sen. No. Sen. I know you told me I can easily do this, but I forgot it again. Let me see if I can. Chihiro. So, like, when Yubaba takes her name, she literally takes everything and leaves the chi in Chihiro, which is the same symbol for 1000 in Japanese. Sen. And I feel that that's symbolic. She took her name away and just made her a number. Like, another number in her cogwheel of slaves or something like that. So, sen. And I think I may have to double check this. I think I got most of these correct. Yeah, you do not get that from the English dub. And I feel like it is completely missed in the English dub. Now, unlike the hundreds, which had like sanbyaku, ropyaku, hapyaku, there's only 2 to worry about in this one. Everything else will follow the rule. So let's try to figure out the ones that we do know that are not highlighted. If sen is 1000, what do you think 2000 will be? That is correct. Nisen. Nisen. I don't know why it's still here. Let me remove the bold because I don't want this bolded. There we go. Nisen. Nisen. What about 4000? Like I said, we're skipping the 3000 for the moment. 4000 because all of this will follow. Remember what we said about 4, by the way, with the hesitance of using one version of it. What do you think 4000 will be? Yep, Yonsen. Oh, it was there. Yonsen. What about 5000? Gosen. Yep, Gosen. 6,000? And if someone wants to jump ahead to do 7,000 and 9,000 also. Roku-sen. Someone for 7,000 and then someone for 9,000. Nana-sen? Ju-sen would be a different number. What is 9? Ju's 10, so be careful, you're close. Q-sen, there you go. For 9,000. You said 100 1,000s, which actually doesn't exist. There is another number for that one. So yes, this time 6,000 will not be changing. Now 3,000. Another one of those weird ones. San-zen. San-zen. And 8,000. Hassen. 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 And like Sanzen, this is where it ends with the N, but you would think it would be Yonzen too because of that rule, but it apparently doesn't apply. Sanzen. In which case, I'm going to take this chart again. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste it here. And just like before, I'm going to introduce those columns to the left. Insert column left. Insert column left. And now it's starting to get pretty tight in this thing. We'll make these red because that's my red. And then here we go. We'll do this again. And I'm hoping the colors are helping you. When I do these charts. So this will be the thousands place. And then here, anything in the 1000s do not say BG. And this one, just like before, will be set. This will not change. And just like before, numbers 2 through 9 will repeat here. So we have the thousands place, the 100s place, the tens place, and the ones place. Now some of you may be thinking like, why are we starting to count numbers this high? That's because this chapter introduces money, and money in Japan does get this high. So let's put. I'm gonna put this year here, or no, I'm gonna put the year I was born. Let's try to do this one. 1986. 1986 は日本語で何と言いますかな? 1986. I'm sorry, I said that kind of funny. 1986. I'll just leave it this way. So give this a shot. How would you say this number in Japanese? Never mind, I don't know why I said that. Yes, there we go. Sen which is 1,000. Kyuhyaku, which is 9 hundreds. Hachiju, don't forget, for those of you writing Romanji, that's 2 U's, don't forget that. Hachiju, which is 8, which is 8 tens, and then Roku, which is 1 6 to make this number. And I'll highlight these. 1,000 for sen, Kyuhyaku, which is 9 hundreds, Hachiju, which is 8 tens, and then Roku, which is 1 6. Sen, Kyuhyaku, Hachiju, Roku. I'm gonna put this year now, and most of you may know this because Kitsuneko-kun will always put his dates. And I've actually been holding off on putting the date because we haven't learned the numbers yet. Try 2021 or 2021. Be careful. There are 0 hundreds here. When I say this in English, I say 2021. I don't say 2021. It's still similar in Japanese. 2021. Grey Wolf, you're missing one thing, but everything else is correct, but you're missing one thing. Maybe we should... No, let's not add 0 100. I see very close answers. Nisa, Niju. Yes, I see it. Ni sen for 2,000s. There were no hundreds, so I'm gonna completely forget it. Ravenvolks, konbanwa. We're gonna completely skip the 100s because we don't have it. So we're going to go to ni ju, which is 2 tens, and then ichi, which is just 1 1 to make this number. And this one, we're probably going to be saying this one a lot once we start, now that we know these, that we're practicing these numbers, because we can now use them. So we have 2021. 2021年. I should probably be doing months soon, also. Alright, we'll try 2 more examples, and then I'm gonna do the last. I'll be doing the 10,000s, which should go faster. Let's try 3,868. We'll try that. 3,868. Excuse me, hydrating some. I should make like a coffee. Nihongo to Kohi stream. Yeah, I am being tricky with these. Some of you are really close, though. Foxes, that's technically cheating. I mean, you're right, but it's technically cheating. Alright, let's see. Because 3,000 is one of the special ones, we have San Zen, which is 3,000s. 800 Hapyaku. I did this on purpose, so make sure you guys practice this. Which is 800s. Then we have Rokuju, which is 6 tens, and then hachi, which is 8 ones. So sanzen, which is 3 1000s. Hapyaku. It does take long to write twice. It's okay. That's an Asinonics. That's exactly why I'm doing this. Not to be like, haha, I got you. To be more like, make sure you're aware of it and that you get to practice it kind of thing. So if you miss it, it's more like, oh, I gotta remember that kind of thing. The last one we're gonna do for practice. Let's see. No, I don't want the highlight. 8,600. Actually, let's do it this way. 8,600. So 3,868. Yeah, that is correct. 8,600. This one's actually... This will be a lot easier to write for all of us. $8,600. 8,600. I'm glad I'm doing this one because I'm seeing like answers all over the board. And I'm hoping the charts are helping you guys. So remember, 8,000 600. 8,600. For this, 8,000 hasen, which means 8 thousands. And then 600 ropyaku. Yeah, these are still tough. Which is 600s. And that's all we need because it's our numbers. Hasen. Like I said, wow, counting in Japanese, guys. And ropyaku. And this is why I'm doing this lesson first. And we may actually, my next lesson, I may actually focus more, a little bit more on numbers too. I feel like crying. Because this is technically like a 1 day, 1 to 2 day lesson that I normally do. And then finally, I'm gonna make this one purple. Finally, our last one. And this is actually it for anything 10,000. Number plus mon. Number plus mon. The number plus mon. And this is for all of them. This is for all of them. There are no exceptions to this one. This is for all of them. The number plus mon. This does include ichi. Alexander Rice theme. This is for all of them. So if I said... Mon is my new favorite number. So if I said like Ichiman would be 10,000. Niman 20,000. Sanman 30,000 and so forth. It will completely continue. But while it may be easy, there is a reason I hate this. No, mon. It is mon. Remember, the A, it's not man. In English, it'd be but in Japanese, 10,000 plus. The reason why I tend to hate this is because when you get to this number, for each of these values, we've had a different number. And I'm gonna highlight this. Hold on. This was green. In fact, here, let me make this font like big. So for each of these values, we had a word for them. So like, we're here at where this 0 is. And I would normally make this purple. But I'm gonna make both of these purple. In fact, while I'm at it, I'm gonna do this also. I am trying to color code the numbers. So the fact that I've done this, 1 million, Hyakuman. This is why, like, using mon is pretty simple until you freaking get to the higher one. I hate this. I freaking hate this. In which case... I don't know. I honestly, I have no other words here. I have no other words to say in regards to this. But for the sake of our lesson, I may not go any higher than these two for a while. 100,000 right here. 100,000. Let's see. I'm gonna try to color code this also. So maybe you might be able to figure it out. So each color, we've had a different word for it. Except for mon now. What number do you see there that is both purple? In Japanese, what number would that be? That is Ju. So Juman. Juman. So I'm feeling that the color coding is actually what's really, really helping you guys in regard to this. But minasan, ore no chikoku o yokoso. Welcome to my hell. Kitsuneko-kun, are you still in here? What would this be? Is this Oku at this point? Would that be Oku? Ichioku? Like, we don't need to worry about the purple, the orange one yet. Is this Ichioku? I wonder. 100 million. So then what is this one? What is this one? Because it's not, I don't think is there a sen, is there a senmon? Is there seriously a senmon? Oh my god, it is senmon. There is... But they don't say manman. So, alright, so they're... It would still say sen, because the rules for sen still apply. Like, the rules for sen would still apply, so senmon. Okay. Because, personally, like, in which case, then senmon would be my limit. Is it isenmon? Isenmon. I guess, yeah, I guess that works. Isenmon. Okay, so we're not gonna go higher than using mon. In fact, most currencies do not even go above that. The reason why we're learning these numbers is because, like, for example, hold on, let me see. Hold on. 1,000 at 200. If I were to say this. See, this is what I hate numbers in Japanese so much. So, like, if I were to say 1,000 yen, this is about, like, this is about $1,000. I'm estimating, and like to estimate, and my estimation's probably a little off, but a good estimation is to take out the last two, and that will give you the dollar amount. But this is the reason why we need this, because we do have things that some of us like to buy that are this cost. Like, if I said this is a computer for 1,000 yen, I would need to say, like, I would need to say 10万円 です. Like, computer wa 10万円です. Kind of thing. And this is why we're bringing this up. I don't know how to type the yen symbol. But I'm gonna leave it at that, because this is like, I have a feeling that, I mean, I know the kanji for n. I don't mean like, I mean like the symbol, like kind of like how we have the dollar sign. But I'll place another here. I'm going to copy that. For some reason it's tiny, but okay. Oh, is it the? Wait, no. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, 10万円 is about $1,000. And like I said, this is a very rough estimate. So, like, if I wanted to buy a laptop that's normally like $1,000 at the next, it would be about this much. Like I said, an estimate about this much in Japan would be like a 10万円, which is why we need to know these higher numbers. The last thing I'm going to say, because this lesson has actually gone a lot longer than I was expecting. When saying money in Japanese, it's going to be just like in English. We don't say like dollars 1,000. Kitsuneka-kun, yamenasai. Yamenasai yo. Soreijou. Yamenasai, soreijou. That's enough. So like to say money amounts, add n at the end of a number. So to say money amounts, you're gonna say n at the end of the number. Now, we recognize, in English we would say yen, but in Japanese they would just say n. It is pronounced as n. Chol. You say chol, and I think chol chol? So like, this is similar to English. We don't say dollars 1,000. We don't say this in English. We don't say dollars and thousands. Dollars, thousands. we would say $1,000. It's the same in Japanese. You would say the number and then N for the currency. So like for this amount, for this computer, for that's this much money, we would say 10,000 N. Or in the whole sentence, I'm adding some phrases here, but like computer wa 10,000 N desu. And our verb, well, of course, is at the end. 10,000 N desu. And I'll teach you guys later. Computer wa 10,000 N desu. For that computer is... let's see. That computer over there, not near us, is... Hold on. 100,000 yen. Now, I'll go over currency a bit, like how to say money values later on, because we will be using this, and I may be making pictures for you to use. But this is going to be the lesson for today, and I know this was a doozy. There was a lot in this. There was a lot. You could say that there was 1,000 man. A lot. This implies that 9,909 man. Oh my god. Hold on. 9,909万 9,999. I hate that. Ski janai. Alright, if you have any more questions, for those of you that have not joined the Discord or are new to the chat, let me do ! Discord before I end out. If you would like to follow up in the Japanese lessons, please join in the Discord. Upon doing so, you will be asked to agree to the rules of my Discord channel, and if you agree, I then recommend that you go to Role Selector, which is on the left. At Role Selector, make sure if you would like access to the Japanese lessons here, you agree by clicking the JACSIP icon here as well. This will give you access to the channels on the left for the Japanese resources. We have general resources, which introduces the textbook, which I will repeat, you do not need the textbook, but I do recommend it. It does have some extra materials you can use. We're currently on JPN 1 and Chapter 2. This is where you will find the document that I just typed up, so that you can copy this on your own time or look through it again for extra assistance. One thing we've been trying to do, if you go check the JPN 1 practice chat, last week we were focusing on our Jiko Shokai, which is our self-introductions. This week I'll be adding some numbers and asking you to try your best to write them here in Japanese. Next lesson will be on Wednesday, February 15th, 17, and we will be continuing. We'll probably practice a little bit more with numbers and start with our first grammar point. We'll see how it goes. As for that, thank you, Foxes, for giving a tier 1 sub to Lion Chats. Thank you so much, Lion Chats. I hope you enjoy those tiger emotes, those Jack emotes. Congratulations on your gift sub. So at this point, since it's the end of the lesson, let's see who we can raid out to. Who can we raid out to? Let me check on Twitter or Twitch. Who is playing right now? I see Muse now got Ocarina of Time. Oh, I know who we're gonna raid out to.
California's.
Kitsuneko is just starting, so why don't we take our Japanese lesson and jump into Kitsuneko's lesson. Congo rats. I say that. That is my phrase. Congo rats is mine. My own. My word. I'm just kidding. In which case, fine. For when we raid out to Kitsuneko-kun, we're going to say Congo rats. Or should we say Kitsuneko rats? And then, like, I'm going to use my sip emote. Kitsuneko rats. This will be our raid message, guys. If you don't have the Jack Sip emote, you can use a heart emote or an emote of your choosing. This is going to be our our raid message. So let me hold on. Slash raid at Keats. There we go. So thank you guys again for coming in. Remember, next Japanese lessons will be our next beginners Japanese lessons will continue on Wednesday. Thank you guys again. I'll see you all later. Bye bye.
こんばんは皆さん。